What's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about Dhalsim the Fire, Dhalsim the Fire Dhalsim. You know how Fran is like a very versatile unit where you could just use anywhere in any situation, immunity, attack, power buff, she's got cleanse, she's got heal, she's got speed lead. Well, imagine the exact opposite of Fran. That's Fire Dhalsim, basically. Okay, let's take a look at what he does. He's got the first skill, Stun. He's got the second skill, Strip and Continuous Damage. And then he's got the third skill, Yoga Sansara. Removes continuous damage granted on all allies and attacks all enemies. At this time, it inflicts continuous damage on the enemy by the number of continuous damage removed for 1 turn. So this is a cleanse of continuous damage only. And then he throws all the continuous damage back on the enemy. So this, for all intents and purposes, this is the easiest way to kind of, the easiest thing to compare this to is a few things. Number one, we can compare it to, I'm looking at all the, you know what, Bagel, just look at the Nat 5s, the LD 5s you actually have. Veramos, right? Veramos cleanses every turn as part of his passive, cleanses a harmful effect. He doesn't throw it on the enemy, but he will still cleanse it every single turn. There's no cooldown. He will cleanse it. If it's a defense break, he'll cleanse it. If it is attack break, he'll cleanse it, right? Doesn't need to be as a speed break, he'll cleanse it. Bomb, he'll also cleanse that, right? It's not just continuous damage, whereas the Fire Dhalsim is only continuous damage. Let's take a look at another one. Let's take a look at one of my favorite monsters in the game. I don't know why I like her so much. I just feel like, I just do. Tetra, okay, same thing. Reduces the time of all harmful effects except inability effects, granted on allies by 1 turn, recovers the ally with the lowest HP status by 10%. It doesn't throw them back at the enemies, but it will cleanse passively every single time she actually moves. It doesn't need a skill cooldown. You don't need, the skill ups help, right? Don't get me wrong, extra recovery is not bad. But you don't need to have it on cooldown, you don't need to worry about AI, you don't need to worry about anything like that. Also, her skill 1 will remove a beneficial effect too. Actually, the Dhalsim doesn't even do 100% chance to remove a beneficial effect with skill 2. So, yeah. So her skill 1 will do it. She doesn't have to have that on cooldown. So skill 1 will do it, and cleanse, and it's anything, right? It's anything. Whereas Fire Dhalsim, again, is only, he'll throw it back, but it's a cooldown, and it's only continuous damage. So it's very, very, very specific in where he's supposed to be used. Another thing that we can compare that to is Hearn, the Water Dryad. So Hearn actually does something here, Honeybee. Well, actually not just her. Hearn and her sisters, I don't remember which, yeah, whichever ones have Honeybee friends, basically. So Hearn transfers all harmful effects granted on the allies to the target enemy. If the allies don't have any harmful effects, all allies will recover their HP by 20%. So this is, again, everything, every single harmful effect, whereas Dhalsim will only do it to continuous damage, and that is his skill 3. Hearn does it with skill 2. Fire Dhalsim does it with skill 3. So, I did notice a lot of people think that he's not good. Not good. However, a few people actually really like him. So, like Wildcard over here in the monster info, Wildcard seems to really, really, really like him. Definitely recommends him for Dragons B10 and B12. Okay, let's take a look at how they have him built. Oh, he's not even built. He's 4-starred with no skill ups and speed, HP, defense with 5-star runes. Well, that's really gonna help me when I try to figure out if I should be using this unit. The only person that really likes him in the comment section is someone that doesn't have him built. Now we're here on the China server where I want to introduce you to my good friend TODD. Bagel, why we talk about TODD? It's a Fire Dhalsim video. Well, for all intents and purposes, TODD the Fire Poison Master is Dhalsim. This is the China server equivalent to Dhalsim on the other servers, because China server, I know I mentioned this a few times, but just in case someone missed it, the China server does not get the same, they don't have the licensed Street Fighter characters, so they just have the Legendary Mercenaries characters. We have the event going on over here, Legendary Mercenaries Monster Sticker Event, whereas all the what would be Street Fighter characters on the other servers, we have Legendary Mercenaries instead. So, this is, for all intents and purposes, the Fire Dhalsim. So just as a recap, that is what he does. This guy's got so much personality, though. I love that little dance he does, right? So anyway, we're going to do a little montage showing Todd, the Fire Poison Master, aka Fire Dhalsim. I don't have him on Global, I don't have him on Europe, I don't have him on Asia, I don't have him on any of the other servers. So this is the one that I actually summoned this unit with this skill set on. Again, it's the same exact skill set. But we'll do a little montage showing what we can do in Dragons B12 because there's two places for him. Number one is against Rika in PvP, where like if you going against Rika in, for example, arena defense, you could you have good resistance and good accuracy. You take the dots and you throw the dots back at the enemy. I mean, it's not a great team, it's not a speed team, but if you really wanted to, you could do that. I wouldn't recommend it. Or like in RTA, Rika's already a last pick, so what are you gonna do? Pick him after last pick? After someone already picks a Rika? It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna work. You're not gonna actually see people doing that unless they're trying specifically to force him in for some reason. But yeah, not recommended, or more likely that you use him in Dragons B12 because that's really the place to use him, right? That's the only real spot that I feel that, well, that's more the spot that I feel that Comtua's intended him to be used, right? Because we have the strip into continuous damage. We have the throw all the continuous damage back because you know in Dragons B12 the boss and the tower are both doing continuous damage. You're gonna have plenty of continuous damage to throw back if you can't beat the boss and keep him on lockdown. And then the dragons, the dungeon leader skill of accuracy. I feel like this is like Comtua was like, yes, use him in Dragons B12. We're giving you a Dragons B12 unit. However, like one of the things is like he doesn't really do too much until you get to the dragon. So the rest of the team has to kind of carry him up until the boss. And then when you get to the boss, it's like, okay, he's okay. And he's a decent combination with Bernadotte, which is the version of the Fire Ken. This is the Chinese version of the Fire Ken. And of course, we're getting all these units in November is when these units are going to be all attainable in the game for all the other servers, global, Europe, Asia, etc., right? So he's a decent combo with this because we have the damage increases per harmful effect granted on the enemy and additionally gains another turn if the attack lands a critical hit. So he's a decent combo with that. We're going to do a little montage. We'll put a little montage together of best of Todd / Fire Dhalsim so that you guys can see kind of him at his best and what he can do. Alright guys, that's it for this one. Hopefully you guys got a taste of what Todd the Fire Poison Master / Fire Dhalsim can actually do in Dragons B10. Here are his, I don't think he really needs, he doesn't need to be speed, crit damage, HP. I just stuck these on him. He should be fine on speed, HP. He's a support unit. He's got 637 attack, which is basically nothing. And he does damage through dots. So he really doesn't need to be crit damage. Let me just remove that completely so that you guys kind of get an idea of like, yes, I'm going to put HP on him so you don't actually need it. But in the video he's on. He basically would do with just 5 runes. He would do exactly the same thing. He doesn't even need any of that. Anyway, that's for this one. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. Got a little taste of what Fire Poison Master Todd / Fire Dhalsim can do. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you as always in the next one.